welcome to the latest installment of My Dad Listens to This. I'm Juliet, the daughter.
And I'm Kevin, the dad.
And this week, we're landing on another planet entirely with the music of the B52s. So, Dad, what do we need to know?
Well, we need to know that the B52's original lineup was Fred Schneider, born July 1st, 1951 in Newark, New Jersey; Kate Pearson, born April 27th, 1948 in Weehawken, New Jersey; Cindy Wilson, born February 28th, 1957 in Athens, Georgia; her brother Ricky Wilson, born March 19th, 1953 in Athens, GA; and Keith Strickland, born October 26th, 1953, also in Athens.
Huh.
At an early age, Ricky learned guitar from a PBS series, learning folk guitar.
Oh, cool.
In high school, he got a Silvertone guitar and a 2-track tape recorder to tape his music. He met Keith Strickland at a local head shop, The Looking Glass, and became friends. Ricky also quietly came out to Keith while they were still in their teens. Keith would come out in 1992, but more publicly in 2014. Fred came out to his mom while she was vacuuming. Her response was, "Oh, I know, Freddie," and kept vacuuming. Fred's response was to go outside and smoke some pot.
Huh.
Meanwhile, Ricky and Keith formed a duo of sorts called Loon. They aspired to perform live. From 1969 to 71, they collaborated with high school friends Pete Love and Owen Scott III and performed as Black Narcissus. Ricky then went to the University of Georgia. After graduating in 1976, he and Keith toured Europe. When they got back, they took jobs at the Southeastern Stages bus station in Athens, where Keith's dad was the manager. Meanwhile, Fred was also at the University of Georgia. He intended to major in forestry, like Uncle Joey. He wound up writing a book of poetry for one final class project. Just whatever came into his head. He got an A. The teacher wrote, "I really don't understand any of this, but I can see you're serious." And as W. Fields once said, if you can't dazzle him with your brilliance, baffle him with your bullshit. Anyway, Fred dropped out and took jobs as a janitor and a driver for Meals on Wheels to make ends meet.
Wow.
Kate first went to Wheaton College in Illinois, then transferred to Boston University, where she got a journalism degree. She did some traveling in Europe and moved to Athens, GA, when she returned to the United States. She was a paste-up artist in a type shop for a local newspaper. Through mutual friends, Ricky, Cindy, and Keith met Fred and Kate at a Chinese restaurant in Athens over flaming volcano drinks. And I looked that up. They're like really, really huge. They decided to form a band. Ricky and Keith were the only ones who knew how to play instruments. They started writing music for the band through extended jam sessions. They played their first show on Valentine's Day in 1977 at a friend's house. Ricky and Keith played along to pre-recorded rhythm and keyboard tracks. Fred, Cindy, and Kate were on vocals. In time, Kate learned how to play a keyboard bass with her left hand and a farfisa organ with her right. Cindy chipped in on percussion. Ricky was on guitar and Keith on drums. And Fred was Fred.
Yeah.
They called themselves the B52s, which was local slang for beehive hairdos.
Oh, cool.
Local record store employee Danny Beard offered to help them make a record for his DB Records label. Rock Lobster, backed with 52 Girls, came out in February of 1978 and sold 20,000 copies. The band hit New York using their single as a calling card and became favorites at CBGB and Max's Kansas City. Chris Blackwell of Island Records signed the band to a UK record deal, while Warner Brothers got them a deal for North America. The band went to Compass Point Studios in the Bahamas, where Blackwell produced their debut. He wanted to keep the sound as close as possible to live, so there were almost no overdubs or additional effects. The B52s, the debut album, came out July 6, 1979. It made it to number 59 in the Billboard 200 albums charts, while the first single, Rock Lobster, went to number 56 on the Hot 100 singles chart. John Lennon was a fan and said Rock Lobster was the inspiration for Double Fantasy.
Really?
More on that later.
Uh-oh.
I think it had something to do with Kate and Cindy's Yoko-like noises they made for the different fish named in the song.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Oh, we will. The album itself got good reviews and would eventually go platinum, 1 million copies sold. Their second album, Wild Planet, came out August 27, 1980. It went to number 18 on Billboard's 200 albums chart and went gold. Also in 1980, they appeared as themselves in the Paul Simon movie, yes, One Trick Pony. Paul's character, Jonah Levin, ends up opening for them.
Okay.
I haven't seen the movie, so I really can't
Probably
comment.
don't want to.
In 1981, they released Party Mix, an EP of 6 songs from the first 2 albums that were remixed and sequenced to form 2 long tracks, one on each side. Also in 1981, they collaborated with David Byrne for what was supposed to be their 3rd album.
Oh, wow.
He was going to produce. Due to differences between Byrne and the Bees, the album was aborted, but 6 songs were used to release another EP, Mesopotamia. The band's proper 3rd album, Whammy, or Whammy, depending, came out April 27th, 1983. During the recording, Keith no longer wanted to play drums, so drum machines were used.
Huh.
Ricky and Keith played all the music with Fred, Kate, and Cindy on vocals only. After a tour for the album, the band took a year off, and Fred released a solo album, Fred Schneider and the Shake Society. In 1985, the Bees were struggling to come up with new material. They decided to write songs separately and started recording using a lot of drum machines and synthesizers. Meanwhile, Ricky Wilson was suffering from AIDS. Only Keith knew because Ricky didn't want anyone to worry about him, especially sister Cindy.
Oh, no.
Most of the work on the album was completed before Ricky died on October 12, 1985. He was 32.
Jeez.
Keith said after Ricky died, they thought the band was over. They went their separate ways. Bouncing Off the Satellites came out September 8, 1986. The band didn't tour, and Warner Brothers didn't really promote it because they assumed the band couldn't continue without Ricky. In 1988, though, Keith started writing again. He reached out to Fred, Cindy, and Kate. They wrote much of the album in upstate New York. They rented rehearsal space in Manhattan and left Warner Brothers for Reprise Records, which is owned by Warner Brothers. Anyway, Keith took over guitar and they hired session drummers. Nile Rodgers produced 6 songs.
Oh, shit.
And Don Was produced 4. Cosmic Thing came out on June 27th, 1989. There was no escaping it on college radio. Channel Z was the first single. Then Love Shack came out and blew up huge.
Yeah.
It went to number 3 on Billboard's Hot 100 singles, and Cosmic Thing went to number 3 as well on the 200 albums chart. The song Rome also went to number 3, and Deadbeat Club went to number 30. Also, Love Shack the video won Best Group Video at the 1990 MTV Music Awards. You know, back then when they actually showed music videos.
Yeah.
They hit the road for the Cosmic Tour. Kate managed to find time to sing with Iggy Pop on Candy,
Yep.
which got him his first top 40 hit, and so far his only top 40 hit, but Iggy, there's still time.
Yeah.
And in 1991, she sang on REM's last top 10 hit, Shiny Happy People.
Or on Sesame Street, Furry Happy Monsters.
Cindy took time off from the tour to raise a family, but she'd returned in 1994. Julie Cruz filled in. In 1992, the B52s released Good Stuff as a trio. The title track made it to number 28, while the album went to number 16. They appeared as the BC52s in 1994's The Flintstones movie,
Oh,
which they sang the
God.
theme. Which I'm pretty sure I saw that movie with your mom.
The bad one with Halle Berry?
I can't remember. This was the one with John Goodman and
Yeah, and
Rick
Rosie
Moranis.
O'Donnell, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Eugh, I heard that was bad.
It wasn't good. The Best of Time Capsule came out in 1998, and the band hit the road for a tour. A 2-disc Best of Nude on the Moon came out in 2002. The same year they did a series of concerts for their 25th anniversary. In 2008, they released Funplex. It went to number 11 on the Billboard 200 albums chart. Fred said the album just broke even and it would probably be the band's last album. He later retracted that statement, but no new album's been released since then. The Bees kept touring with a farewell tour that finished in Athens, Georgia on January 23rd, 2023. Then they did a residency at the Venetian in Las Vegas, which I guess isn't touring because they don't come see you. You
go
come
see
them.
them. Yeah.
But now they're supposed to be touring with Devo this year for the Cosmic De-Evolution Tour.
That sounds interesting.
Never say never. I mean, you know, Kiss has always threatened or promised. that,
Yeah.
this is the last tour. This really is. But you got, a band like the Rolling Stones who they've never said they're done. It's just they'll put out an album whenever and a tour, and that's it.
Yep.
I'm kind of respect them for that. They've been eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame since 2002, and I cannot believe they are not in.
I can't believe they're not in either.
Hall of Fame, what is with you? As for me, I was there from the beginning. Uncle Joey's friend John had their debut album, so that was how I learned about the band. Uncle Michael had Wild Planet, and my coworker Dave at the safety shop was a big fan. He'd bring in their albums on cassette because, it was the 80s, and I loved Whammy. He brought that in a lot. So I don't know if it was like identifying with your captors.
Or the exposure effect.
Yeah, what do they call that? I can't remember. But,
Yeah, the more you encounter something, the more it increases your chance of actually liking it.
Yeah. But he also brought in Bouncing Off the Satellites, which I really wasn't that crazy about. I heard the bulk of the Cosmic Thing album on WBRU. I swear they played almost every single track. So when Time Capsule came out in 1998, I just grabbed it. It's a solid set, but for me, missing in action are Whammy, Legal Tender, and Cosmic Thing. But, that's what the library's for.
Shall we dive in?
Oh, yes, let's.
All right, first track, Planet Claire. Well, that opening has the ambiance of a spaceship down pat, from the ambient noise to the beeps before transitioning into the music. And those first 2 minutes of the song are utterly perfect, because those spaceship noises are incorporated into the music with a strumming guitar, bongos, and a piano that seem to be lifted out of a 60s spy film. Then the singer comes in and sings about Planet Claire. Now, Fred sounds like a character lifted out of a Roger Corman-produced B-movie space flick. He's got the voice down pat and everything. But here's the thing. I think this song works better as an instrumental because we don't need the singing. I think the music perfectly captures the vibe of some unknown alien with a touch of sophistication touching down on our planet. I'm not saying his singing was bad, but maybe it wasn't really needed.
Yeah, I've read in a few places his singing style is called speak singing. It's not really recitative. They used something else.
It's not really Rex Harrison, though, either.
No.
It's just the character of the song.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously this is from the B52s. This was written by Fred, Keith, and Henry Mancini.
No shit.
Well, Henry got a songwriting
Peter
credit
Gunn.
because the melody is directly from his Peter Gunn theme. And when I saw that on Wikipedia, I thought, did someone just put that on there? But I did some more digging, and yeah,
Yep.
Hank's got the credit. Let's see John Williams try that, you son of.
Hey.
Anyway, Fred knows she came from Planet Claire, where the air is pink, the trees are red, no one ever dies there, and no one has a head. She also drives a Plymouth Satellite, which was a mid-sized car produced from 1965 to 1974, and I'm betting she has the 1960s model. And musically, I remember the first time hearing this song, and it was just like, never really heard anything like that.
Yeah.
The first 2.5 minutes, just all instrumental. The Peter Gunn bass line is dominant.
Yep.
And Kate's organ almost sounds like a theremin. And Fred is on walkie-talkie,
Oh.
if you're wondering where the beep, beep, beeps come from. You were generous when you said it was a grade B sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
I went with a grade Z sci-fi movie.
Okay.
Where it's like, the music's going to be the best part of it, and that's really it.
Yeah. As Hans Zimmer says, when you get a crap movie, it frees you because you're the only good thing happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like one of those movies where you can see the string hanging, holding up the spaceship.
Oh, yeah, like a Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah, and then, Fred comes in and sings about the girl from Planet Claire. And he makes damn sure she's not from Mars or one of the other 7 stars that shine at 3:30 in the morning. Great song. And the phrase that they used for Fred's singing, I remember, called Sprek Steam.
Oh, I
It's
never
kind
heard
of
it.
like, that was also applied to Ian Dury's singing style.
Oh, okay.
Speaking style.
Next track, 52 Girls. My first note, wait, is that Lust for Life? The opening sounds highly similar. I wasn't too impressed with this one. They list off common names for girls. Maybe this was
Really?
the list of most popular baby names for girls at the time or something. But according to one YouTube comment, they only list 30, not 52. I will say I am obsessed with how the lead singer sings the name Reba, but that was really the only thing of note other than mispronouncing the name Mavis as Mavis or whatever it was.
Yeah, I did some counting too, and I came up with a little over 2 dozen girls, not 52.
Yeah.
Kate and Cindy start at Effie and end up at Jackie O, and I give them bonus points for name checking Tina Louise, my favorite castaway on Gilligan's Island.
And also the girls on Bob's Burgers.
That's right. That's right. The thing with was I thought the names that they picked weren't really that common. I mean, I don't know a lot of women named Effie or Mavis or even Mavis.
Maybe there were names for the time.
Yeah, it could be. This is a very danceable tune. Keith's drum beat starts off the song, and there's no way you can just sit there and not do anything. So there.
Next track? Rock Lobster. Rock Lobster always freaked me out because of that warbling. It also doesn't help that one of the lead singers goes full Yoko Ono on vocals. But it did inspire my favorite wing sauce at Bonehead's, Rock Lobster, where the flavoring on the wings was the same Mozambique sauce you'd get on Lobster Mozambique, and it was delicious.
Nice.
Fun fact, the Bonehead's in Fall River was the last restaurant I ate at before COVID hit. Yep. Now, listening for the podcast this time around, it's musically interesting, particularly with the chords being played on the piano, sounding almost like a horror movie, and the guitar sounds like something from a horror movie too. But I cannot get past those warbling backup singers. Rolling Stone said this is one of the greatest songs of all time, but definitely not one of my greatest, that's for sure.
Okay. This is also from the B52s. It was written by Fred and Ricky. This was the song, obviously, that launched their career. Fred said the inspiration came from the 2001 club in Atlanta. Instead of having a light show, the club had a slideshow with pictures of puppies, babies, and, yes, lobsters.
Huh.
In the song, it sounds like a beach party gone wrong. And I know there was a movie, I think it was called Party at Horror Beach or something like that. So this could be that. Someone's earlobe falls in the deep and someone else reaches to grab it and grabs a rock lobster instead.
Ew.
Someone else goes under a dock and sees a rock that turns out to be a rock lobster. Another person's ear hose breaks because they've been swallowed by a giant clam, which took me back to a Batman TV
I knew
episode.
you were going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they were going to get eaten by the clam.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, meanwhile, everyone else is rocking and frugin, okay? That's a dance, kids.
Yep.
Having fun. Baking potatoes, which hard pass for me. Put a potato on a stick and bake it. I can't. Passing the tanning butter before skin cancer was a thing.
Yeah.
And then the fish invade. Manta ray, jellyfish, dog and catfish, a sea robin, piranha, a narwhal. Bye, buddy. I hope you find your dad. And then, last of all, a bikini whale. This song comes in 3 sizes: a radio edit at 3 minutes 57 seconds, a single edit at 4 minutes 52 seconds, and the album version at 6 minutes and 49 seconds.
I listened to the music video one. Can't remember how many minutes that was.
I think that might be the 452 version.
Oh, okay.
The album version has a verse about mermaids waving sea fans at mermen, not Ethel Merman. But, you know, I listened to the full version and I thought, okay, I'm really not missing anything here. It's a really fun song and also a great beach song and great summer one as well. I can't believe I didn't think of it for our podcast. And in 2024, Athens, Georgia announced the name of their Federal Prospects hockey team would be the Rock Lobsters.
That's amazing.
And their motto, let's rock. Now, John Lennon said hearing this inspired him to go back in the studio and record because Kate and Cynthia's yelps reminded him of Yoko.
Oh, great.
And I think surely there was a difference between Kate and Cindy's fish noises and Yoko's caterwauling, because Kate and Cindy, they really only did that for one song.
Yeah.
Yoko did it for every damn song. Now, here's something to think about. And maybe I'm going so far out on a limb that I'm like Wile E. Coyote, realizing there's no ground below me and I'm going to fall any second.
Okay, Dad, what is it?
If John never heard the song, would he still have been a stay-at-home dad and possibly still be alive today?
Oh, shit.
I know, like I said, I'm really reaching on that one, but it was just something I thought about when I read that. Yep, he said, you know, this is one that decided I'm going to grab me axe, get the wife in the studio, and, you know, let's go.
Oh, maybe it would have been a better thing if this song didn't exist. Oh, no. We'll never know.
We never will.
We don't live in that timeline.
No, we do not.
Next track, Party Out of Bounds. It was at this moment she realized she might not like the B52s. Don't worry, that changed later on. Well, I wouldn't go that far because I like the music a lot. The bongo player really went off on this one.
That would be Cindy.
But then they start singing the words and I just don't connect with it. And not with Kate Pearson's voice, but the guy's voice and how he sounds singing the lyrics, Fred. Now, I do think the story of this one is interesting. Party crashers come in and and everything starts to go wrong. So who do you blame? The hosts? The guests? The pizza delivery guy? Either way, you gotta look out for yourself and your fellow guests.
This is from Wild Planet, and it was written by the band. Fred, Kate, and Cindy show up at my house and surprise. They thought they'd just drop in. And Fred asked, where's your ice box? And where's the punch? And then Fred, as an outside observer, asked, who's to blame when parties get out of bounds? Crashes are getting bombed, slobs make a mess, people getting sick from playing the wrong games. But he assures us we can save a party going out of bounds by being tactful. Really good dance tune. I like it. I gotta say, the Wild Planet album took me a while to kind of cozy up to. But the more I hear these songs, the more I like it. And I gotta say one thing about Party Crashes. At least Frank was courteous enough to bring the Rice Krispies log.
Next track, Strobe Light. Oh, I love that opening guitar. Then again, Fred opens his mouth and he loses me. I do like the dynamic of this one, though. Guy calls up girl on the phone to say he wants to see her. He's all bricked, and she's totally mentally checked out. And making love under a strobe light, that would be a unique experience. Would also be a unique music video, too. And I also don't know if I've heard a song about phone sex before, or at least a song where two people get hot and bothered over the phone. So that was a new experience. But if that guy answered the phone, I'd hang up.
I take it you do not care for Fred's singing voice.
Well, not with this era of the B52s. We'll get there when we get there.
Okay, so bricked.
Yeah.
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and we will not dive into that.
Nope.
Okay, this is also from Wild Planet. Fred calls up his baby. He's got something to tell her. And Kate, or Cindy, respond with the world's most very bored, oh, what?
Mm-hmm.
And he wants her to walk in the door and lay on the floor, because tonight's the night they're going to do it under the strobe light.
Mm-hmm.
Fred also tells her where he's going to kiss her, winding up at her pineapple, at which the mind reels. Great dance song, and Ricky has some really great guitar work on this one.
Next track, Private Idaho. Why was my first thought Burt Macklin, FBI?
Oh.
And what did the state of Idaho think of this song? Do we know?
I don't know.
Okay. I think this is the B-52's roundabout way of saying you can't get so lost in your own thoughts that you become oblivious to the dangers of the world around you. And in this analogy, you're so lost in your own private Idaho, you don't pay attention to the swimming pool. No, I did not make any of that up. I thought the best part was the guitar strumming around the 1 minute mark with the drums matching. Other than that, the song did nothing for me.
Okay, this is also from Wild Planet. It was written by the band. In 2011, the B-52s played in Idaho for the very first time.
Wow.
It took them that long. Fred said Idaho had always sounded mysterious to them. Quote, I know it's a beautiful state, but then I know there's a lot of crazy right-wingers and stuff. The song's about all different things. It's not like a parody of Idaho or anything, unquote. Every time I've heard it, I always thought it was about like closing yourself off from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
But to be careful when doing so. You don't want to be too far gone. And at the end, Fred wants to get out of the state. The person just needs to come back to not really join society as a whole, but maybe their personal society, like friends, family, that kind of thing. And like throughout the song, Fred does seem to be giving out a lot of warnings, like just things to watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
Musically, you can dance to it, but it just has a sound of menace to it. And I love either Kate or Cindy, or maybe both of them, their whoos, which is a lot more tuneful than Mrs. Lennon. Next.
Quiche Lorraine. I like quiche. Dad, how come you don't?
I had it once under the impression that it was a Chicago-style pizza without asking, and I bit into it and I thought, oh, what is this? But I was in a social setting, so, I had to be polite. Oh, never again.
I could see why you would think it was deep dish pizza. I also realized Fred Schneider sounds a little bit like John Waters. Could just be me, though.
I can kind of hear it.
Okay, this song is pretty funny. Every time this guy has a bad day, he goes for a walk with his poodle Quiche Lorraine, until one day Quiche Lorraine takes a look at a Great Dane running by and bolts for it. If I was a dog dyed green, I'd run for it too. Well, this guy is not having it, and he makes sure that Quiche Lorraine will get hers because he's gonna lock that kennel door and make sure she can't get back in by throwing the key in the lake. But I don't feel bad for Quiche Lorraine. The owner sounds pretty spiteful, so I hope she's having a great time with the Great Dane wherever they are. Great story for the song and full of camp.
Definitely campy.
Yeah.
So this is also from Wild Plant. This was written by Fred, Keith, and Ricky. Fred's out with his poodle at the end of a 30-foot leash, which I'm going to go on a little rant here, excuse me. Kind of like some of the bike path walkers who have their dogs on long-ass leashes.
Yeah.
As opposed to the walkers who just let their dogs go loose. At least the latter are honest about not giving a shit about the rules that say, please have your dog on a leash. And it also says, no longer than 6 feet long. The former are all, oh yeah, it's a 30-foot leash, but my dog's still on the leash. It's not loose. Please. Okay, rant over. Anyway, so Fred and Quiche are ambling along, and Fred knows she'll stick by him until a Great Dane comes along. And Quiche leaves Fred. Now, Quiche, by the way, is 2 inches tall, dyed green, wears sunglasses, a bonnet, and designer jeans. And
Horrible.
I thought, no wonder Quiche left.
Yep.
And, you know, poor dog's thinking, I'm a dog. Why am I wearing this crap? And the other thing is, like, Quiche is 2 inches tall.
That's not big.
No, especially, you know, if you're gonna, you know, buddy up with a
Great Dane.
Great Dane, that thing will split you right in half.
Yeah.
And be dead. But anyway, yeah, Fred is pissed. I mean, he's just gonna lock Quiche's kennel, and he even calls her a mangy mutt. Ugh. Musically, there's not a lot going on here, but the lyrics just make the song.
Maybe he should have a cat.
Maybe.
Next track, Mesopotamia. Were singers obsessed with the ancient world? B52s have Mesopotamia, the Bengals have Walk Like an Egyptian. Just must have been some world history nerds out there or something.
No, the Bengals didn't write Walk Like an Egyptian.
Touché. Maybe some people never wanted to leave world history class. I was enjoying the first minute until Fred started talking again, because Kate and the music are the best part of this song, especially as they sing the ha-ha-has in harmony. I mean, what they're doing in the studio with the keyboard and guitar is amazing, but I wanted Fred to go shut up and read that book before he talked any further, like he promised. Maybe there's an edited version where his voice is gone, and I think I might like that more. I just didn't like him for the longest time.
Wow, okay. This is from, obviously, Mesopotamia. It was written by Kate, Fred, Ricky, and Keith. Cindy, or is it Kate, tells us to turn our clocks back 100,000 years, and she'll meet us by the third pyramid. Then Fred comes in and admits he ain't no student of ancient culture, and before he talks, he should read a book, which is overall excellent advice. All he knows is that there's a lot of ruins in Mesopotamia. Now, the beginnings of Mesopotamia, yes, I did homework on this, can be tracked back to 10,000 BC. Fred sings that they laid down the law, and boy, he got that right. The Code of Hammurabi came out around 1780 BC. It's on a basalt stele that's in the Louvre. I don't know if you got to see that.
I can't remember.
Okay, and Hammurabi, dude, was harsh.
Oh, yeah.
For example, if a man breaks into a house, they shall kill him and hang him in front of that very breach.
Wow.
Again, laying down the law, kind of like think twice before you, break and enter.
Like legalism in ancient China.
I guess. Musically, it's kind of like the B52s meet the Talking Heads because of David Byrne's production, and you think he would have been a good choice. But David, it kind of took out their musical quirks, for lack of a better word, and substituted his own. And it's an okay song, but that's really it.
Next track, Song for Future Generation, original unreleased mix. I borrowed Dad's CD for this one. I don't have much to say because this song is pretty boring as far as the B-52s go. I was even missing Talking Guy. which is what I called Fred before I knew what his name was. I just referred to him as, yeah, talking guy. I mean, Kate's voice sounds fine and lyrics are okay, but for them, pretty bland. Not impressed.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is from Whammy, written by the band.
Okay.
The verses consist of women and men telling each other what they want to be and that they should meet and have a baby now. One wants to be the Empress of Fashion and thinks she should meet the guy who wants to be the President of Moscow. In between, the bees tell us their names, their zodiac signs, and what they like. I suppose you can just do that on a dating app these days. Vocally, it's definitely a group effort because it's kind of unusual that we hear Keith and Ricky. Musically, yeah, it's drum machines, but not the off-putting kind of drum machines. And they're kind of like they're back in the musical environment because since David Byrne's gone. I love this song. I think it's quirky. I like the album. Like I said, maybe it's just identifying with your captor. I forget what they call that.
Stockholm Syndrome?
That's it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because, stuck in the basement boxing safety equipment to send out. And, someone's bringing in the same cassette every day.
Fun fact, Stockholm Syndrome has been debunked.
Debunked?
Look up the story as to why.
Okay.
Next track, Channel Z.
Summer of Love?
Oh, sorry. Oh, no. I didn't see Summer of Love on the list. Oops. I'm sorry.
It was on the list. Okay.
Do you want to talk about it?
I would love to talk about Summer of Love.
Okay, you talk about it. I'm sorry.
That's okay. In the way, you kind of spared yourself.
Why?
I will get right to it.
Okay.
This is from Bouncing Off the Satellites. It was written by Kate, Keith, Cindy, and Ricky. The Summer of Love was 1967, but this song does not have that vibe lyrically and musically. Like Lou Reed, Cindy and Kate are waiting for the man. But whereas Lou is downtown waiting for his drugs, Kate and Cindy are waiting for that special guy to show him that they've got orange popsicles and lemonade.
Oh, wait, I did hear that one. Wait a minute. Did I listen to the wrong one?
Did you just put it in the wrong order?
Because I do remember those popsicles. Oh, wait, I think I listened to this song, but I thought it was Song for Future Generation. Oops. So I listened to that song, but I got the title mixed up. So I accidentally skipped Song of Future Generation. Oh, my bad.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't read the font on the back, okay? I'm sorry.
Okay, well, now I know why you didn't like Song for a Future Generation.
Sorry, everybody.
Okay, it's live, folks. And the song just ends with Kate and Cindy singing They're in Love with Love for Everyone.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I found this song cold musically with a drum machine that is a drum machine.
Yeah.
It sounds very metallic, and not much else is going on here. It's one of my least favorite songs on here.
Yep, same.
Amazingly, Summer of Love went to number 3 on Billboard's Hot Dance Club Play charts.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe everyone was having the popsicles and lemonade on the dance floor.
Okay, so I actually did listen to Summer of Love, so that was my review for Summer of Love a couple songs ago. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Next track.
Yeah, because I was going to say, how dare you not like Song for a Future Generation? And
but
you have to promise me you'll listen to that song.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
All right, next track, Channel Z. Getting nothing but static in that opening is insanely catchy. I feel like this is as close as the B52s would get to a protest song. Even then, maybe not a protest song so much as being counterculture. The world around them is creating nothing but static with all the holes in the ozone layer and the politicrats pushing dope, so they're gonna break free and help something good happen, and it's all done to a pretty fun beat.
Yeah, this was written by the band, and Fred said that this was their, quote, most straightforward political song, unquote.
Yeah.
It's about the state of the United States and maybe the world in 1989. Space junk, laser bombs, ozone holes, and on and on and on. And just a tad over 35 years later, it's still an accurate song. Channel Z broadcasts it all. The band seemed to have OD'd on the information overload, and they've got to get away from Z. And this was back when things were simpler. Musically, it's kind of sort of streamlined B52s, but producer Don did a better job of producing the band than David Byrne. It's updated, yet still respecting the B52 sound.
Next track, Deadbeat Club. The Deadbeat Club would be a great name for a band. Does that exist already?
It may be out there somewhere.
This song is so happy I can't think of them as deadbeats. It makes me think of college, just loafing around with friends and maybe getting up to some nonsense, but while having fun and smiling. They also sound pretty atypical for deadbeats, dancing in the rain, walking down the street, and going to Allen's for a 25-cent beer. At least they're not wasting away. The lady singer's voices definitely put a smile on my face. Very soothing considering the subject matter.
This is from Cosmic Thing. It was written by the band, and that opening, huh? Get a job? What for? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. The wild boys and girls are talking for hours, dancing in torn sheets in the rain, which I thought was got to be some sort of drunken toga party. Going to Allen's for 25-cent beer, which Allen's was a hamburger joint in Athens that unfortunately closed in 2011. They go to Normaltown, which is a real Athens suburb, to crash a party, and that's kind of it. It ends with Cindy and Kate singing, "Oh no, here they come, the members of the Deadbeat Club," over and over and over. Musically, it's kind of laid back to give it that deadbeat feeling, I guess. And I love the drums on this one, and I forgot to say, they also talk about the jukebox playing really loud 96 Tears, which,
Yeah, which I listened to, which I thought was
wow,
Yeah.
greatest garage rock song ever.
Is
My
it?
daughter gives it an eh.
Yeah, it's a song. It exists.
Okay, at least you heard it.
Next
My
track.
job here is done.
Love Shack. I remember this from the episode of Kim's Convenience where Mr. Chin was going out with a Russian lady and he, Mrs. Kim, and the Russian lady started singing this together at karaoke. And Mike and I were watching Kim's Convenience together and Mike loves it, but he groaned through the whole thing because they were just not doing so well. And the reason I sent you that interview with Fred Schneider on NPR to listen to is because he said he's been at karaoke bars before, or like a bar where they're doing karaoke, and some people get up to sing this song, and he said, they're so bad, I have to stop them and get up and sing it myself because I just can't bear it.
Wow.
Yep. And with the music video, I'm sorry, Fred. I had the unfortunate realization that without the mustache, like he has in the Rock Lobster music video or the early album covers, he looks like a cross between Danny Kaye and Rand Paul.
Oh my God, I can see that.
I'm so sorry, Fred. Anyway, still, the music video was just such a blast. The loud colors, all the people dancing, it looked like a good time. Even Talking Guy, I still refer to him as that. Even Fred didn't bother me that much after the 2-minute mark. I can see why it was popular. It's a great dance track. Doesn't matter if it's about a club or a hookup spot. It's a great time.
Yep, this is also from Cosmic Thing. It was written by the band, and Fred said a club outside of Athens called the Hawaiian Hale was the inspiration. Quote, "It looked like a shack. You wouldn't expect it to be what it was. And when you opened the door, it was a wild band playing." Unquote. And yes, it did have a rusted tin roof. Cindy yelled her iconic line as the backing tape stopped. It threw everyone off in a good way. Further attempts to re-record Tin Roof Rusted didn't have the same energy as the outtakes, so that was the version used. Fred said he had to go with the Bees' A&R rep to beg radio stations to play it. They thought it was too weird, but it went to number 3 on Billboard's Hot 100 and became their first million seller. The Love Shack has kissing and hugging going on, probably a little more than that. Shimmying too, which can lead to other things. You bring your jukebox money, and if you're a fool, you just stay away. And Fred's car is as big as a whale. Maybe a bikini whale? We don't know. Musically, great dance song.
Yeah.
One of the best party songs ever. I mean, I've seen this song fill dance floors at wedding receptions and other gatherings. It's one of those songs that I hate when it ends. When Cindy sings her line, it's like, you know it's coming to an end. So it's like play, dance, repeat.
Next track, Rome. I liked that trippy opening. I didn't realize that Rome, if you want to, wrong notes, but you get the gist, was the chorus for this song because I've heard it over and over. Maybe in a travel commercial too, I'm not sure. This song does what it says on the tin. Rome if you want to. Go travel wherever and however you want. This song makes me want to get on a plane and go somewhere sunny. I definitely blast this song as the plane took off. It put me in a good mood for the rest of the trip. I couldn't stop smiling.
Okay, this is from Cosmic Thing. The music was written by the B52s and the lyrics were written by one Robert Waldrop. This was their second song to go to number 3 on Billboard's Hot 100, right after Love Shack. Vocals are by Kate and Cindy. Cindy said Rome is, quote, a beautiful song about death. It's about when your spirit leaves your body and you just roam, unquote.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, which, I thought, okay,
I could see that
I can kind
too.
of see that. But I always thought it was about hitting the road, traveling,
I thought
seeing the
so too,
world.
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure some travel agency or someplace probably got their hands on this
Oh,
song.
sure.
Great pop song and just a good solid follow up to Love Shack.
Next track, good stuff. All I could think of from the opening was the opening for Ed, Ed and Eddie. When it ends, they go, Ed, Ed and Eddie, brrr. They can say the good stuff is morals and a good heart as much as they want, but it's about sex. Don't believe me? Wait for the toe nibbling part, then come back. A very playful song, and the guy singer, as one half of this coupling, actually doesn't freak me out too much. And my favorite lyric has to be, let them say we're downright nasty, I say we're downright. The anthem of heathens everywhere.
This is from Good Stuff. And then there were three.
Mm-hmm.
It was written by Fred, Kate, and Keith. Fred's got the good stuff. Kate wants it. What could this be about? Yeah, Kate wants to go down to where the love honey flows, and Fred, is gonna wallow in the loving hollow. My oh my, one of the great dirty not dirty songs ever, and you can dance to it. Only made it to number 21 on Billboard, and I just want to come out and this may be TMI, but the toe nibbling thing just really skeeves me out. I do not want my nibbled. I do not want to nibble your mom's.
Dad, he's not singing to you.
I know, but just off putting.
Next track. Is that you, Modine? Okay, Dad, stop me if you've heard this one. Picture this. You're on the way to the grocery store, right? And you want to get some hot dogs and wine. But then guess what? You get suckered away by a UFO and it turns out you know someone else on the ship.
Every damn time.
I know, but cut to 987 years later and you can't tell anyone else about your trip because they're dead. I really think the band's music really suits B-movie sci-fi, as I said earlier, and again, that's a compliment. Not redundant after Planet Claire, just another space romp. And a fun one. And I love how everyone sings Astro Projectile over and over with a giant choir at the end. That was cool.
This is also from Good Stuff. And the song came from a chant Fred would do with the audience whenever Ricky broke a guitar string and had to fix it. Is that you, Modine? And they would answer back. Once repaired, the show would continue. Modine came from Maureen Dean, wife of John Dean from Watergate.
Oh.
There you go. So yeah, Fred's waiting for bus 99, which around here would be the bus that just goes to Providence. Going to the store for hot dogs and wine. It's an interesting combination.
It's also not Rhode Island because other states sell liquor in their grocery stores.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
I don't think they do that in Massachusetts yet. Either that or only certain areas.
Well, I remember when we would go to the Whole Foods in Hanover. They would have that huge wine section on our way to the Berkshires.
Yeah, they had...
No, in Hadley. That's what it was.
Yeah, I think they were only allowed to have 3 stores in Massachusetts. That was it.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's a certain rule. I guess in Massachusetts only so many because they call them the packies, the package stores, the liquor stores.
Anyway,
yeah, so all of a sudden he's in a UFO. Modine takes Fred all over the universe, drops him back on Earth 987 years later, and like you said, everyone else is dead. It's kind of like an extended Rip Van Winkle. You thought 20 years was long. Someone should make a movie out of this or something. I bet it's probably happened. I can kind of see why this didn't become a hit in the U.S. It's kind of a little too out there even for the bees. And it's not really catchy. It's okay. But the song that they released after this, Tell It Like a T.I. Is, that should have been a hit. BRU played the crap out of that song, and it was great.
next track, Debbie. I think almost any music fan can relate to this song because you may have had a moment where, and Dad, you might have had this too, your favorite music act was coming to town and you couldn't believe, oh my God, they're coming here. This live act is coming to my podunk town in my podunk state. And when they come, they seem larger than life or if they've just beamed in from outer space. Reminds me of the Pipettes album cover where they're like the 50-foot woman?
Yes.
Yeah, that. So what moment was that for you where it's like, oh my God, I can't believe they're coming here?
So many. Let's see. The Bangles. Well, she didn't come to Rhode Island, but when Sheena Easton came, I had to go to Connecticut. But still, New England.
How was Sheena Easton, by the way? I never asked you.
Oh, I'll tell you after the podcast.
Okay.
Just too many bands, just way too many for me.
Anyway,
The Go-Go's, yeah, I still can't believe they came back to Lupo's. Reunited, came back to Lupo's. Unbelievable.
anyway.
Anyway, new song, Cindy's Back. This is their tribute to Debbie Harry from Blondie.
Aw, nice.
Quote, shell-shocked supersonic blonde, unquote. Indeed. Great rocker, should have been a hit. That's kind of all I have to say about it.
Did Debbie say anything about the song?
I don't know, but I'm sure she appreciated it.
Final track, Hallucinating Pluto. I wonder how the members of the band found out when Pluto was declassified as a planet. Anyway, we started with a space song, and we're ending with a space song. I love that opening guitar riff. I think this is the song where I gelled with Fred's vibe the most. Musically, it's very different from the rest of the songs on here. I think because the B52s are entering the late 90s, so their style slightly changed. I don't know what the song is about, but I'm invested, and the way Fred yells, "Ride, Daddy, ride!" For once, he was fun and not annoying. Great closer.
This is also a new song. And okay, so Hallucinating Pluto makes Summer of Love my second least favorite B52 song on
Wow.
here. Yeah, I don't know what it's about, and I don't care. It's tuneful, I'll give it that. And for me, the best line is Fred yelling, "Get on your laser, Daddy, and ride," because he just is so into it. Other than that, meh.
Okay. Overall, I think I like later B52s more than early B52s. Talking Guy had to grow on me. But I think their best stuff was in the 80s or when they do sci-fi send-ups. I only saved Love Shack and Rome because they made me really happy. But if I hung out with someone who said their favorite band was the B52s, I'd respect their eclectic taste.
Okay, overall, a solid collection. I love that it's in chronological order. And I would have left the new songs off in favor of Legal Tender and Whammy Kiss, which are both from Whammy. But you have to give the hardcore fans a reason to pick up an album on which they have the songs already. Hence the unreleased mix of, was it Summer of Love? And then the two new songs. So, it's business. I get that.
All right, as always, thank you for listening to the latest installment of My Dad Listens to This. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. The more you interact with the video, the greater chance we have of appearing on the YouTube homepage. If you follow me on social media, I post the episodes there. If you're friends with Dad, tell him what you want to listen to, and he'll send it right to your email inbox. As always, thank you for listening to the latest installment of My Dad Listens to This. We will be back next time with another album to nitpick and gripe about. Dad, anything you want to say before we sign off?
If there's a rock lobster, is there also a roll lobster? Lobster roll.